Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara Ohgiya, and we should be getting our happy ending for Asagiri in this part. So this might be a shorter part than normal, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said in the last part, we might, if it's 20 minutes or so, we might do one of the bonus scenarios that we usually unlock. Normally we get our ending, and then the last part we do our happy ending, the normal happy ending, and both of the sequel and date scenarios. We might split them up this time just to, whatever. Because I don't want to do, even though we could get our super happy ending and then get a regular happy ending. But I don't want to do that because we could probably fit all of them, both endings and the sequel and date scenario, into this part and make it an hour-long part. But that's not fair because we don't do that for anybody else. So I'm not going to do that for Asagiri. And then we get two, CG ends. We'll miss that, you know what I mean? I'm not going to screw Asagiri like that. I mean, other ways, yeah, but not like that. Anyway. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway, about a month had passed since I had given Genemon the coat he wanted. My meetings with Asagiri hadn't changed, and the store was not yet completely back on its feet. What if the business fails? Every day I would desperately chase that fear from my mind and immerse myself in my work. Asagiri's popularity climbed higher through the ranks of Yoshiwara every day. My heart felt like it would collapse with bitterness and rage. Oh, that hurts. He's working hard for the money to give it to us. My days, my reality, passed by, always cold and emotionless. And then, on one of those days... Hello there! Genemon had come to the store. It's been quite some time. Was it a long trip? Oh, my. Oh, that's me. That's my mom. I was like, Mr. What? I didn't realize our mother. Oh, my, Mr. Genemon. Please, come in. Mother also appeared and invited Genemon in, but he wore a slightly darkened expression. My heart rumbled, anticipating something terrible. It's not. It's gonna be good. Mother, myself, and Musashi behind us all waited for Genemon's words with bated breath. This is to trick us. This is to lull us into a false sense of fear and panic, and he's going to be like, they want $1 million! Get down! Hey! No! Get! You know better! I know I scared you, but that doesn't mean we go sit on my cabinets. I don't know why you go over there because the birdie house is there, huh? I have a Christmas village that I don't know why. My mom and my sisters had Christmas villages, and I guess there was like, oh, okay, I'll collect a Christmas village too. And I never put it up because I don't care. I don't know why I wasted time I guess I just thought when I was younger that when I was older, it'd be something I'd be really interested in, and I'd like to have these pieces. And now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, nope. That was dumb. But I still have a bunch of the pieces. So they're just up above my cabinets. It stops the bird from going up there because he used to fly up there and play. It is gross up there. They've never cleaned up there, and I'm not cleaning up there because, gross. It's other people's dust and shit. Ugh. Probably should have, but... So I just have some of the boxes up there in, some of the village because I had no place to store boxes filled with giant Christmas villages. But the cabinet he likes to land on is really next to the one that's actually because it's an old-timey village, but it's the birdhouse. It literally has little cages that hang out in the front with little birds, and it's supposed to be like a bird shop. Whatever. It's funny. I mean, I've had birds since I was a kid. So, but he always likes to land on that. I think he thinks, I don't know if he just knows it's a birdhouse or what, or it's just the easiest cabinet for him to get to. I don't really know. He's trying to poop in my toaster that's underneath that cabinet. I don't know what the deal is, but he flies by the birdie house one. So. Anyway, that's that. Okay, we already said that. I'm so sorry. I've made the biggest mistake in my career. What do you mean? I thought I could sell the coat off at a fine price, but its fabric was just too beautiful. The clients said they'd prefer it as a kimono. Oh, my. I am truly sorry. So we must go back to the drawing board then. I'm afraid so, miss. But I just can't shake the feeling that there has to be some other way to sell it. And then... I knew it! We're finished! Madam, my lady, everyone's saying that the Sobe is on the brink. How could you let this happen? Couldn't believe it. Our employees who had likely been listening and rushed in the room and rose a ruckus. We're in the presence of a guest. Quiet. Why did you hide everything from us? And now's not the time. Please, Musashi, stop this. You're the one who knows better than all of us. And that's right. This can't be easy for you either, Musashi. Everyone was stressed out enough to explode like this. I knew things were bad, but not to this extent. Once again, my shallowness was on display. What should I do? What in the world should I do? Just then, however, there was a commotion at the front of the door. Excuse me. Is the shop empty, I wonder? Customers. Mother sounded drained. Everyone, please, calm down. I'll speak to everyone later, so for now, please work as normal. Is anyone in? Fine. The head clerk ran out to the front, so everyone else calmed down a little. Exchanging a quick glance, Musashi and I headed for the front as well. And when we did, I was like, they can't, like, something else is gonna happen. And then when the women came in, I was like, they saw it. It's like, oh, you sell Asagiri. I need one for myself. So you're fucking my future husband, are you? Or how do you look that woman in the face, knowing that she's been seeing your future husband? Like, oh, this is a weird-ass situation. You sell Asagiri's coat here, don't you? What? That coat Asagiri wears, the one that looks Western. I heard somewhere that I could buy it here. Wait a minute. Were they talking about the coat I had given Asagiri? Now this is something to see. Genomon was standing next to me, his eyes tiny in surprise. Then he clapped his hands as if an idea had struck him. I've got it. Mr. Genomon? Asagiri's getting popular now, and he's only going to get more popular. Are you trying to make this worse, dude? He's wearing that coat in photograph and painting alike, so of course people would talk about it. Then, my lady, we could... Of course! We're gonna make a fortune. Wait! Forgive me. That's not the tone to use in good company. So do you have the coat or not? My lady, what should we do? Well, accept their orders. We're going to get busy. Yes, my lady. This all came in exchange for the cutting pain of Asagiri's popularity. It was, indeed, cause to be glad. It wasn't a waste. It wasn't all a waste. I wasn't going to celebrate, but this was a step in the right direction, to be sure. Asagiri, oh, thank you. Making sure that no one could hear or see, I turned to Yoshiwara and said my thanks. I deeply bowed my head, and when I lifted it, I felt as though I heard that easy laugh of his ringing away like a bell. See, like, celebrations. With Asagiri's help, the Somei family business managed to get back on its feet. Not only did the money he gave us come in handy, but his popularity rubbed off on the coat he wore, giving us no shortage of orders. Asagiri himself, however, said that it was all due to my kimono-made Western clothes and their quality, but Mother and I felt deeply indebted to him. And Mother's like, I think we need to buy him. We owe him. We were overjoyed at how things had turned out. However, Yoshiwara was different. Since Asagiri, at the peak of his popularity, no longer needed to make money, he suddenly stopped taking clients, causing chaos in the pleasure house. However, the way Asagiri acted as if nothing had happened was truly like him. The owner of the pleasure house desperately tried to convince him to stay, but, well, he announced his retirement. And today was the day of his departure. So I guess that's the thing. You've been seeing Asagiri, he retires, you'd have to get, you know what I mean? Like, there are rules, like you can't swap, but I guess if you're rich enough, they let you swap, because rich people can get away with fucking murder, right? But like, you can't just be anybody and switch. And I guess if a man stole another man's quote-unquote woman, you know what I mean? That would be punishment for him. But your courtesan retires, you have to be allowed to see someone else, so... When I went up to his room, I found him leaning against his window, looking outside. Asagiri, Spacey, time already. And they actually put our coat on him. It is. Are you ready? Security wanted me to walk him to the gate alone. He had smiled, saying he didn't want to make his departure melodramatic, but the thought struck me. His memories of this place couldn't have been bad ones, so perhaps he wanted to protect them until the end. Memories of living like a courtesan, like himself, nonchalant and carefree. But once he stepped out of the gate, he would cease to be his courtesan self. I thought I'd pack, you know. But it turns out I didn't have many things. But what about clothes? I gave them all to Takagawa's assistants and aides. All of them? Yeah. I mean, who would wear flashy clothes like that outside? So it turns out that all I want to bring is the coat you made me. He opened up his arms to show off his coat. Something seemed different about Asagiri today. He didn't just seem nice or soft. He seemed sad. Asagiri, are you really alright with this? With what? Oh my god, he looks so adorable! He turns around and is... Oh, look at him. I love it. Like, dude, seriously, but I like that look. Like, I have a quote-unquote kimono. It's not like the actual type of kimonos, but like, they're the kimono coat things where it's literally like that. I got one from Black Milk. And like, I just want to wear it around my house. I wore it at my sister's house, like just over a tank top. But like, cool. Just walk around wearing it. It's so comfortable. It's so nice. But it's like, I can't really wear it around my house because my bird, like, he likes to eat on me. And like, then he likes to sit there and then he wipes his beak all over you. So like, my clothes always end up with like food on them. You just can't have a bird. And I wouldn't take the risk that that'd be the one fucking time he'd decide to take a shit on me, even though he knows better. I'd be like, you just ruined this, and now it's gonna get like, I want to keep him nice, but I literally just bought a couple more. So I'm like, what am I gonna wear? I'm gonna have to wear them to work or something? I mean, I guess I could. I just haven't figured out how to like, but like, they're so comfortable. It's like a robe. It's like walking around in a robe, but it's shorter, but you know, anyway. But like, seriously, that's a look, and I could do that. Like, leaving here? You won't regret leaving to come live with me, will you? Come now. This was my decision. But what? Do I look like I don't want to leave? Well, it isn't that, but come to me, Spacey. Asagiri, sitting on the windowsill, opened his arms up to me. So I went into his arms. He was sweet, and his scent enveloped me. Whenever he did this, it would always warm my heart. I love you, Spacey. To be honest, I'm probably getting a little too sentimental, but it's difficult to leave the place you spent so many years in, isn't it? Yeah. You know, I really am. I'm a really sloppy guy. And I figured all that waited for me was a miserable death until I met you. A miserable death? Well, yeah. Have a sloppy life, have a sloppy death. But since meeting you, I swore that I'd be a real straight arrow. You don't have to push yourself. Let me push myself. For you. But I want to be reborn so I can live with you. His strong declaration had my pulse jumping. And the moment I looked up, my lips were stolen. Time passed slowly as they stayed on me. Then, he gently pulled his lips away. I want to be with you until we die. And I want to become a man who can do that. Thank you, Asagiri. Then I, too, will become a woman worthy to walk with you. You don't need to change a thing. And why not? You're fine just the way you are. No, you're much too good for me, in fact. Sparks of heat flew through my cheeks. And then... came to say goodbye, but I see you're busy. Takagawa. No, not busy at all. Because from now on, I can do this whenever I want. Asagiri held me even tighter. Asagiri, and it's kind of almost sad after doing, like, Takagawa's route, knowing that he's been in love with you since you were kids. And, like, he knows who you are, and he's like, nodding slowly, like, I loved you when we were kids, and you're leaving with my sort of adopted-to-me brother. I mean, it pains me a little deep down inside, but at the same time, no, because I really love Asagiri. His route so far, Look, Gakuto is going to be the best because I love him the most, but I'm really enjoying Asagiri's route, and I think I like him a little bit more than I anticipated. Like, I knew we were going to have fun in his route. He's beautiful. He's the flirty one. Like, and sometimes the little flirty horse are not my guys, but sometimes I enjoy their routes. Even if they're not my favorite guys, like, their routes are always usually good. You're like, I love his route. You're not my favorite, but, like, you're still, like... But I really enjoyed his more than I expected I would, I think. Like, I'm just saying, like... I don't know. Alright, I'll let you go. The moment he let me go, he grazed my cheek with his lips. I shot him a glare in embarrassment, but he just chuckled. Oh, looks like things are going well. And pretty well, and they'll continue to go well. Well, you are pretty skillful. That's about it, though. What do you mean about it? What do you mean, about it? Should have read that right. You were always like that, but when it comes to Spacey, you start getting cowardly, desperate, like you're a different person. Anyone would turn out like that with the woman they've fallen for. Who knows? You'll understand someday too, Takagawa. He did understand in another alternate universe. Don't talk like you know stuff about stuff. Well, I hope you find happiness too. Takagawa's like, I won't. I never will. Because you're stealing the woman I love. I do love the fact that he's just got like one lock of like gold hair. Just one lock! Like, and like at least Tokiwa had like a bunch of green hair. Like it was supposed to, like, I don't know, his hair's supposed to be green. But you know what I mean? He had like those highlights there and you were like, okay, that's a look. That's what they're going for. But this is just one. It was a choice. I approve. But it was a choice. Takagawa fell silent, his face stone. But then, he burst out laughing. Same to you. But since you've got the work of happiness ahead of you, I'd worry about your own business first. I'll take that advice gratefully. Yeah, don't disappoint me. What? You think I would? Let's go, Spacey. All right. I felt like I would tear up a little seeing those two. I knew that they lived here like brothers, that they trusted each other so deeply. Takagawa, thank you for everything. Asagiri's in your hands now. Thank you. I'll see to it he leads a life unworthy of regretting. Hey, come on! It's not like you're adopting me or anything. I mean, we kind of are. I purchased you. Oh no, actually he retired. I didn't actually pay for it. Never mind. He's actually the only one I didn't pay for. Oh, okay. So, you know, what I said before in the last part, I'm sure someone pointed this out. Wasn't really thinking about it. I'm not used to them being, like, voluntarily retiring because they can. I'm used to having to buy them. So, like, yeah, no, I guess we didn't need a freebie in the afternoon because we're going to get freebies from now on. Because we didn't actually pay for him. Cool. Look at that. Did I sound like I was? Yeah. Shouldn't you say something like, we'll build a happy life together or something? Good point. Huh. Well, whatever. Just live how you want. Don't regret anything. With that, Takagawa turned his back. Thank you for everything. Really. As Asagiri whispered to Takagawa's back, I lowered my head deeply as well. Afterwards, we went around thanking the owner and other workers, then finally left Ohgiya. Then, once again, Asagiri had come to my house. I feel like this is extremely loud. It's only at 37%. It's like a little bit louder than normal, but I hope it's not too loud because I realize it sounds very loud to me. Anyway. The desperate scramble to prepare for the wedding began. Asagiri took care of anything he put his hands to quickly and skillfully. He may have seemed easygoing and relaxed when he was in the pleasure house, but since he helped me and gave me advice when business turned sour, I could see that he had a serious, business-minded side to him as well. He did grow up with candy makers, so I mean, like, he's got some business acumen. He just wanted to be free. He wasn't the sloppy person he said he was. And then, on the day of our wedding... Look how pretty he looks! The ceremony met its solemn beginning. We had drawn quite the crowd, since weddings were no common sight on the island, because there's not a lot of men. Though, of course, Takagawa and the other courtesans couldn't make it. That of Ohgiya and the assistants came running to see Asagiri. My lady, allow me to pour your drink. As everyone watched us, Musashi poured sake into our nuptial cups. Musashi, who was always taking care of me, was chosen to pour the sake. Though at first he refused with an unusual stubbornness. Eventually he accepted, because deep down he loves you. Am I the only one that gets that feeling? Like, with the way he's been in this route? It's weird. Thank you, Musashi. Congratulations. His hands trembled as he poured the sake, and his voice shook just as much. Is he like a dad, I'm giving away my baby girl? Or is he like, I'm just so jealous? I don't know, man. And beside me, and talk about nerves. I don't think I've been this nervous in my life. I lost count of how many times he'd said the word nervous. Asagiri's features were tense. He looked so precious and beautiful, though, right here, making me all the less nervous. So what's got you looking so calm, Spacey? You, Asagiri. Me? Well, you seem to be nervous enough for the both of us. Oh, is that how it works? He gave me an exasperated smile and took a deep breath. Spacey, your sake. Oh, yes. At Mother's prompting, I brought the small cup to my mouth and drank. Asagiri. All right. My hand touched his as I passed him the cup. It was cold. He really was nervous. Incredibly nervous. I put my hand on his knee, and he gave me a soft smile in response. Sir Asagiri, I entrust my lady to you. Oh, I'll make her happy. The wedding went off without incident. Even Asagiri, nervous throughout the whole affair, managed to drink all of his ritual sake. By the time the after-party came rolling around, he was back to his usual self. Hey, Spacey. He brought his mouth to my ear. Tonight's our first night, you know. Asagiri! Hey! I felt like I would have died from nervousness if I didn't imagine you moaning in our bed. Jesus, Asagiri. I'm down for that, though. I don't want to read it. We can just imagine. Wait, but you seem fine now. And that's just because I'm looking forward to tonight so much. You'd think a man who just got paid to have sex all the time would be like, can we just cuddle for once? He just loves us that much. He's like, I don't care if my dick is sprained. I'm using it on you, bitch. I think I'm worse than this game. Anyway, my cheeks exploded with red. You could probably tell, too, even through the white face powder mask I wore. Curious, I put my hands to my cheeks. I can have you as much as I want tonight, right? I won't have to worry about our parting, no. I can just have you as we savor our joy. That's embarrassing to hear. And then prepare yourself. Tonight's going to be your most embarrassing yet, and most pleasurable. God damn it, Asagiri. Asagiri narrowed his eyes mischievously and chuckled. Oh, this was so embarrassing. But even as I thought that, well, Asagiri had a point. All that awaited us now was happiness. I felt like that was all I could ask for. And so I nodded, to show him I felt the same way. The end. Oh. So, what we'll do is we'll do the sequel. The date scenario is usually while he's still in Ohgiya. So we'll do the sequel, because that's usually for the sequel to the happy ending. And then we'll do the next time is we'll do our happy ending. So that'll be running about the same time, and then we'll do the date scenario. So each one of these parts will be like a little about a half hour. So we could do it all together, like I said, but that would be cheating Asagiri. So sequel, Candied Apple. Asagiri's parents and my mother had talked about our relationship. The verdict? We can marry after having an official relationship. And about a month since then, Asagiri and I went to the mainland to see his parents. Could you imagine? Like, look, you had your kids, whatever, and you're like, you're gonna run the candy business, yeah! And then your kid runs away, and you're like, aw. And then you find out he ran away to be a courtesan, and you're like, but you're basically a sex prisoner. I mean, you're getting laid a lot, so I mean, I guess okay. But also, you're kind of a prisoner. Wait, what? I mean, that's gotta feel weird. I mean, because a lot of times parents, when they have kids and they're like, you're gonna run the family business, son, or whoever. Like, if we left our mom to just be like, I'm going to go to the mainland because I want to, like, do whatever. I'm going to become a pop star, Mom. I'm going to California. Our mom would be fucking disappointed. Like, you're supposed to take over the family business, god damn it. It'd be the disappointment level. But then you ran away from the family business to become a courtesan? Like, what? Like, that's gotta be weird. Anyway. It certainly is different from the island. Of course it is. And the island's rather shut off from the mainland after all. Security, the ground is so hard. It's called asphalt. Asphalt? What? Oh, security, what's that? This is great. That's a train. A rather handy vehicle. Really? Because it looks like a trolley. It looks like we in San Francisco. A train? The buildings are really tall, too. He's like, the island's living in like the 1800s and we step off and we're like, where are we? It's 2020, bitch! What the fuck? Don't you have a cell phone? It's like the island's in a whole other fucking like century. Oh, Spacey, you're like a child out here. Again, he goes to the island and he's like, the fuck kind of backwoods shit is this? You don't even have rotary phones here. And they're like, what now? Eyes shining and full of curiosity. I'm not sure what era it is, but sorry, I couldn't help myself. That was unbecoming. Oh, that's all right. It's not every day I get to see you so unbound. I puffed up my cheeks at that, though I had to admit I got a little excited. Everything seemed so highly developed, like I had stepped into the future, and it was all so beautiful. I couldn't believe we were in the same country. Oh, I know. Before we see my parents, I'll take you somewhere I think you'll like. Well, where to? The country's first department store, Minokoshi. Department store? It's a big kind of store that sells everything from clothes to shoes. Other stuff too. Oh my. It is literally like she stepped out of a fucking TARDIS and she's like, what planet is this? And when I stormed into this Minokoshi store, all eager, there's just so much to take in that I can't wrap my mind around it all. The sheer volume of the merchandise, the way it was sold, the crowds of people, everything was so new to me that excitement accompanied my confusion. What surprised me most was the fact that all of the merchandise had tags with their prices on them. As unbelievable as it sounded, you could tell how much a product was just by looking at it. Meaning the people of any station would have no trouble in buying what they wished. Could there be anything more revolutionary? This is like the simplest thing to find revolutionary, and yet there was a point where that was actually true, like, oh yeah, nope, this is how much it costs, fuck. We're now, like, and then we put the price tags on so you can look and go, oh fuck no, I can't afford that, and I don't look stupid being like, how much is this? It's this much. Fuck! Alright. Feeling like an asshole. It certainly is a busy place, huh? It's kind of like the invention of sliced bread. You know, like before you bought a loaf and then you sliced it yourself. And then like, here, it's bread, it's pre-sliced. Oh my god! And but we still make fun of that now. We're like, it's better than sliced bread. What? You know what I mean? But there was a point where that was like so revolutionary, people were like, what the fuck? I mean, think about it. Think about now people who only have known corded phones. If they magically were zapped out of like the fucking 80s and were popped here and you'd be like, here's my phone. And they'd be like, what the fuck? But because we've lived, okay, some people have not lived through having a fucking corded phone unless you were like, my grandma had one. Get out of here. But like some of us lived through that and we're like, oh, I remember not having a computer. And then we had a computer. And it should be like revolutionary, but like you're just so used to doing that like now you're like, oh, I have 3. Literally have 3 laptops in my house that run. 4, actually. I have 4 laptops in my house that actually run. Holy shit, what am I doing? I have 3 TVs in my house. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't need 3 TVs. One's really tiny. And it's just in my guest room. And it's like, just because I'm not going to get rid of it, it's like, it was revolutionary. It was a flat screen TV that had a DVD player built in. They didn't make shit like that for very long. And it's like a 15-inch. It's a 15-inch flat screen TV. It's the smallest fucking thing imaginable. I've had that thing forever. They don't make shit like that anymore. They don't make things that work after 50. Alright, I'm getting old. But like, seriously. I just think it's impressive that she's just like, oh my god, price tags! But there was a time where that was probably impressive. And it's funny. I feel like things aren't as impressive. Well, little things are impressive. I guess. I don't know. I think we just get used to things. Like, now things happen, you're like, oh, cool! That should be so much more impressive than it is. We're so used to all these advancements that when somebody's like, look, aliens! You'd be like, cool! That's pretty neat. Alright, anyway. It certainly is a busy place, huh? Security, I realized that I and the island must change. I'm really glad that I came here. Thank you very much. Hey now, and no need to be all formal. This has been truly informative. Okay, I hope it's not really loud for you. It's loud as fuck for me. It's killing me. Oh, well, glad I could help then. With a satisfied smile, he touched my hair. Then, a slight touch of his scent flowed from his sleeve. My expression softened, too. And the Somei family will probably change, too. Though I really like the feel of the island. But is it not time for the island to change? It probably is, but... And that's a little sad. You're sad to see it change, Asagiri? Of course I am. Because I love its unique feel. The way it keeps on being old-fashioned. The way men are used like whores and breeding cattle. I'm thinking that should be the first thing we change. I'm just thinking there's probably enough men that we don't need to do. Again! I just don't think anyone's doing the math here. That is pretty nice. But I also love your sense, your intelligence. I'll help however I can. Even if that destroys the old-fashioned ways of the island you love so much. Now that's a tough one. But you know, the people won't change. The people who live on the island, they'll stay the same. And they'll still be brothels. You're right. And sometimes, I just can't escape the idea. If the island keeps ignoring the times, it might get left behind, and that'll be the end of that. What do you mean? Staying the same is degenerating. I love how easy and comfortable the island is, but I don't want to lose it. That island you've always lived on. The island I loved. Oh, Asagiri. The man before me. The man I loved. The thought hit me again. Oh, how wonderful he is. He really loved the island and I from the bottom of my heart. The island and I from the bottom of his heart. That's... okay. That's not right, but... And he taught me all sorts of fascinating, appealing things. Well, let's get going to my house then. Let's. As my heart pounded in excitement, I nodded my agreement. When we got to Asagiri's house, we were led to a splendid living room. I was like... In my head, I was like, it's the same living room that Takao's dad lived in. I guarantee you. And yes, it is. His parents greeted us with far more gentle expressions than when we had first met. It must have been a large journey, Spacey. It was, but I'm truly glad to have made it here. As Spacey seems to have taken a real liking to the mainland. Why in the world, though, is the background so zoomed in that the chairs are like 4 times the size of him? Now that's ironic. After you hated this place and ran away. No need to jump on me like that. I've grown up a little. You have? How so? Well, I want to work now. Actually work. Okay, what you were doing was actually work and you probably made good money is all I'm saying. Oh my, and you used to be such a slouch. I was. Lazy and hedonistic. But thanks to that, I ran off to the island and met Spacey. So it wasn't all bad then? Though I want to tell you just how much you put your mother through, up and leaving like that. Oh, you needn't press him, dear. We're finally back together. Nothing needs to be said. And besides, he's come home with such a fetching young lady. And God knows how many kids. Probably a lot of grandkids out there. Mother, I still have much to learn, but I intend to make the Somei business thrive. Asagiri, too, has been deeply connected to the store, and has truly helped us a great deal. Oh my, What a diligent young lady. She's everything we wish you had been in your childhood. And to think my child would be of such use. He's a wonderful man. Oh, my. Mother, and the women of the island. Well, it's all women, so everyone's a little like her. But Spacey is the most diligent of all, and smart enough to manage that entire store. Looks like you both think the world of each other. Father, who had been making a reluctant face, suddenly burst out laughing. The way his eyes narrowed when he laughed looked so much like Asagiri that my heart leapt. That's when I felt a strange joy. They really were father and son. Asagiri, what is it? When we have a child, that will make us mother and father, right? Huh? I mean, just like you have your parents here, so will our child. Since I spelled it out for him, Asagiri finally let out an O of understanding. He's like, oh, fuck! I have my tubes tied, sweetie. It's not going to happen. I'm just kidding. I don't think they did vasectomies back in the day. Who knows? Again, we could be living in 2020 and the mainland while they're living in, like, 1820 back there. I don't fucking know. You're right. And what a wonderful thing that'll be. Asagiri softly put his hand on top of mine, and to prevent our child from being taken to the whorehouses, we ship him off to the mainland to go live with his grandparents and learn candy making. Fair trade. Look, I'm just saying, it'll keep our son safe. Filled with happiness, I looked from his hand on mine to his face and back again. You two certainly look pleased with each other. Of course we are. We're really happy. Aren't you happy too, Mother? Married and in love? Well, his parents' eyes went red with embarrassment. Seeing that, Asagiri chuckled. Since we're here, how about I help with work before heading home? Asagiri made a sudden suggestion. I was wondering where the candy apple was going to come in. With that, we were to sell candy sculptures to children on the road, but... Say, are you selling candy? Can I have one? My, what an interesting candier! For some reason, all of our customers were women. Really, have you seen... Where's the Sprite? Now, I knew Asagiri was handsome, but this was just too much. Also, it's not like men are in short supply here. My, what a handsome man! I'd love to hear what flavor you recommend. Flavor. How about strawberry? Red suits you. My! Oh, please, pick a color that suits me too. Well, for you. Now, whether Asagiri still had some cortisone in him, or if it was simply his personality, the only words he had for the female customers were sweet ones. He's a candier. He has to be sweet. Also, he's a courtesan. He's learned how to treat women, and he's beautiful. So I'm just saying, he's really good at sales. Spacey, you don't need to puff up your cheeks like that. It'll ruin your face. I wish to help with your family's business, but it seems I'm unneeded. What do you mean? Of course I need you. Well, it just seems that you're attracting more than enough customers by yourself. But if I'm not with you, there's no point. That's not what it looks like to me. Really now. You know, Spacey. Yes? You get a lot more jealous than I thought. Hearing it said like that, he had a point. I wasn't acting very becoming. It seemed I had been a little off since coming to the mainland. Well, everyone's so beautiful, so glamorous. And I'm just a girl from some little island. I feel invisible next to them. Are you worried I'll run off somewhere? Well, yes. That's adorable, Spacey. He suddenly held me tight. Being hugged in public, my face nearly burst into blushing flames. Remember, you're the first person I've fallen in love with, right? Yes? I'm back in the mainland, no matter how many glamorous women I saw. I didn't fall for any. But you were, like, young when you left the island, so, like, what the hell? Do you really think I'll fall for them now? Now I'll give you an apple candy, so cheer up, alright? Easing his grip, Asagiri held out a bright red apple candy in front of me. What? Am I a child? Everybody likes candy, Spacey, shut up! Of course not. You're you. And I'm treating you specially. His lips gently came to mine. In public! My embarrassment, however, melted away before his easygoing smile. remember how special you are to me, Spacey. And to me, Ohgiya was painfully special too. And as that affection set my heart aflame, I looked at his happy, beautiful face from the side, resolving to become more accepting. I was like, what? Revolving? Well, there we go. That's that. That's a good one of him too. With the flower petals blooming out. Yeah. I don't know. I really like just... I mean, Utsusami's route was good. Ohgiya's route was really sweet. Takagawa's route was good, but I just think so far I like his route the best. I don't know. Maybe just because he's not Kakuto, don't get me wrong. Kakuto's route could be a fucking train wreck and I'll still probably love it the most because I love him the most. But Ohgiya was one that did catch my eye, like, up there with Kakuto, so that's probably why I enjoyed it more. It's all about the guy that catches your eye at first, that you're like, that's the route that you enjoy. You know what I mean? I mean, I've enjoyed all of them, don't get me wrong. Oh, like this CG. Good lord, we can't stand this. This one's lewd! This one is like, you are doing some shit there. That looks like someone's knee. This is way more... Okay, I can't look at that anymore. Don't look at it! So, like, this one would be so beautiful, but, like, for some reason, he just doesn't look as good on this one as he does in some other ones. It's like they took the time to draw this, but, like, not his face as well. Kind of a disappointment. Kind of looks like Kermit the Frog. Like... like, all the other ones, like, look at how beautiful he is there. Look at how beautiful he is here. God. But yeah, no, I think it's just because, like, all the other routes they've all been good. Like, all of them are great. So I can't complain about any of them, but I do think I enjoyed his a little bit more than the others, just because I think I was drawn to him a little bit more in the beginning. Now, Kakuto's route's gonna be fucking amazeballs, probably. Again, it could be a train wreck, and I'm gonna be like, it's like the best route ever! It was awful, it was terrible, it could be complete utter shit writing, it could take, like, an hour to do, and I'd still think it's the best. I don't know, but... Anyway, we are going to do Ohgiya's happy ending, and then the date scenario in the next part. So that will be the end of his route. So this one actually got to, like, almost 45 minutes, so that's not bad. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to see more.